Hey guys, I don't even know if I'm gonna put this video up, but I'm just kind of documenting my thought process here, just in case. I've got this crazy idea in my head for another bike photo. Right now I'm just kind of searching for a couple pieces of equipment. Got some. I've got this idea in my head for a cool photo, but specifically one I was looking for. One that I can reproduce on the fly on my bike. Like, take a picture for somebody else of their bike, but have everything on my bike. Oh, that's where that went. I like it when you're looking for stuff and you find something else you were looking for earlier. But doing that has big limitations. I mean, I can do absolutely any kind of shot I want here in the studio with all my equipment, and and I could pack everything in a car and use a battery pack and some studio heads, but that's no fun. So I want things, this is another I wanted. I want things to be portable, and maybe I'll come back for that. I want things to be portable so I can stay on the bike. So really working with some tight limitations, and I need to see if what I have is possible, and then to what extent, and maybe I'll have to change my parameters. But I think it'll be kind of cool. And what I really have in my head is a very artistic studio look, but one where the background doesn't matter. Straight on from the side. Probably flip the bike around so you don't see the kickstand, but straight on from the side. Black background, very top lit. Just a little bit of filler kick from this side to see some details, but pretty much, a down spotlight, a street light kind of artistic look. Ideally, I'd bring out one of my big soft boxes, which would be almost as big as the bike, and give a really nice, soft, even light glow. But see, that's one of the limitations. I can't do that on the bike. I mean, I could pack up the soft box, but then I gotta power a studio flash to run it. I've got soft boxes for my portable speed lights, but then the issue is how to get it up there. I would have to pack a light stand, because using a monopod to hold the flash, which I could do bare, which is what I have in mine now, it's not strong enough. So I'll have to test and see if one of my small light stands are strong enough. If not, that means I'd have to pack a bigger one, and it just all adds up. I can only fit so much on the back of the bike. But I'm going to do some experimentation right now and just start testing stuff out and see exactly how it plays out and see how well it matches what's in my head. And later tonight, and if this works out, I'll put this in and I'll show you some results at the end of the video. And if this works out, I want to offer it as a service, because there are a ton of bikes around here, obviously, and I think it'd be really cool, and I think, don't know, that a lot of people might be interested in getting their bike photographed like I have in my head, and they could just zip on over here any time of the day and bam, say for 40 bucks, they have an awesome artistic photo of their bike. Maybe I'll throw in a print, maybe that would do it. Maybe 50 bucks with a big old poster print also. Maybe that is an option. I don't know. Anyway, gotta play. And then tonight, even if I don't put this up tonight, I'm going to the Quaker Steak and Lube bike night, and I'll probably take the wife, assuming she doesn't wimp out again. She hasn't been riding in, sheesh, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months maybe. Every time I've gone out, she's got an excuse why she doesn't want to go, so whatever. Anyway, let's get to work. Well, I decided to try out a softbox anyway. What I got here is a really nice one that I use with my speed lights. I love them because they get so compact. they're big. I mean, they're I guess they're 24 by 24. So I mean, a really good size. I use these for portraits all the time on location. They fold up like an umbrella. Takes you all of, I don't know, a minute to set each one up. And then you put your stuff in it. This just velcros away. Speed light goes inside, sits on top of the light stand. Little zipper here where it goes through, and that's all it is. So they work great as just portable, very lightweight light boxes. But the problem is, what I want to do now, I need very directed light. Soft boxes are great for diffusing the light. The point of them is, if you just use your flash, you have something this size producing all the light. It gives you very hard shadows, very sharp lines. It's a hard light. It looks like a flash. I mean, if you take a picture of somebody with your phone right in front of them, that's hard light. You know, you got your little tiny LED making all the light. It's direct, and that's all you get. Softbox, what it does is the inside of the back of this is reflective silver. The flash is pointed backwards, so it starts out with a small light, hits a little bigger section of this silver. Doesn't hit it all because it is a speed light, but I've got it on its widest setting. I've zoomed it all out, plus I put down the little flap, so it spreads the light out as much as possible from the flash itself. So it hits a little bit bigger area in the back here, and then that reflects back this way, and it lights up most of this white section. Still doesn't work as great as a studio light. A studio light in here, or in a normal softbox, the whole thing would be evenly lit, so you end up with an actual 2x2 panel of light. This one, it's probably more of a good foot and a half square or so. It's still a heck of a lot better than just everything coming from the flash itself. So the point is, it gives you softer shadows. You don't have a sharp line at the shadow. It's diffused. It fades from light to dark. Now, a much more pleasing light. What that translates to on objects, such as the bike, all the highlights you see in the paint, like you can see the light from outside. When you use a direct flash, especially as close as I'm going to use it, it would look like, you know, a circle of light. Whereas a softbox, it's going to be a wash. It's going to be a white section on the paint. So it doesn't look like a light bulb. It looks more like this garage door, you know, kind of washing over it. So as much as you can diffuse the light, especially getting up close, the better. But like I said, it's a trade-off. This is as portable as I can possibly get on the bike. I can fit all of this, no problem, on the bike in my saddlebags. But that's about it. So the next problem I have is, because the softbox diffuses the light so much, it freaking goes everywhere. It's made for portraits. It's made for, you know, a person getting up close to it, and you've got all the light hitting and washing over their face nice and evenly. Makes it nice and soft. I don't want that. I want the light here, I want it to be above the bike, shining directly down. And I want it to just kind of encircle the bike. I don't want it hitting the back wall. I don't want it spilling out onto the ground here in front of the bike or to the sides of it. I want it to be as much as, like I said, a spotlight down or a street light kind of look. So we have to modify the modifier, and you do that with what's called a grid. Now this is one from one of my bigger softboxes, and I haven't tried to make it work yet. This is bigger than this box here. So I'm going to see if I can get it to stay on. Most of the parts of softbox is gone with Velcro. I've got this panel as far back on this Velcro strip as I have. I've got just a sliver of soft Velcro here, and I think I should have enough to grab on this and keep it in place. But the point of a grid is, it's literally a grid of material, and it goes on the front of the softbox. So from the sides, it blocks the light. It's like a honeycomb. So what that does is, you can see, like, straight on it lets the light through, but from a side it doesn't. So what that does is directs this light as far forward only as possible. So it's still soft, it's still a nice big light, but it's generally coming in one direction. over from the side here, it's moving this way, so you don't get it splashing to the side. So that will hopefully let it stay on the bike itself, stay off the backdrop as far as possible. I'm just doing a test here. You know, this isn't exactly what I had in mind, but I just want to test some things. Now, failing that, if this turns out to be just not direct enough, you know, maybe it just doesn't give the look I want, I can try the speed light alone, zoom it way out, and I can put modifiers directly on the speed light. But I want to try the softbox first and just see how it comes out. So I'm going to go and keep testing here. Still got some equipment to find. Well, I'll tell you what, after about a half an hour of playing with lighting, actually got a pretty pleasing result. Have to work on the background, but that's what I'm getting. So I'm liking the way the bike is lit. Very happy with that. I like the spill. I've got everything controlled using 3 flashes. Now I just have to figure out the background. I think I can use a black backdrop here in the house. I can probably do it right where it's at. But the cool thing is I can take this setup and I have a spot that will work at night. That would be a very cool dark road, no street lights, and it would just completely fade into blackness. I can put this right in the middle of the road. It's a dead end, and that'll work as long as the weather's good. But I want to figure out what I can do here at the house, because this would be the ideal setup. If I could have people, you know, pull in, boom, 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 set my stuff up, bam, take the shot. Pretty much no editing. You know, I like to get everything right in camera, and if I can get those results, I will be happy. All right, let's work on the backdrop. Okay, plopping up one of my standard backdrops actually gave darn good results, but I need another few feet, and I've repurposed all my other big ones, so I might have to just go make a new one, run down to a fabric store, get myself $100 of new fabric. But I'm liking the way that came out. You can just see, well, I don't know if you can see it, but just on the edge, you know, you can see it. Just not quite enough, just need a little bit more. But because I'm shooting this in so tight, it works. I'm just loving the way it's lighting. Alright, well, I'm going to check my stocks, make sure I don't have any bigger black. I would like to use, this is just a muslin, I would like to use felt, because that does eat up the light a little bit more, but it is damn expensive. So I'll probably just go make a bigger muslin. And I'm just going to measure now, make sure I'm at what I think I'm at. I think I'm at a 12 wide with this, but I want to make sure. And we'll take it from there. So far so good. Looking good. Hey, it pays to measure. It was a 10 by 12, and all I had to do was flip it because I was on the 10 side. So there we go. Extra 2 feet. That was exactly what I needed. I'll play around with the fine little details, but I don't think the fine little details are going to show up because I got what I want. That is what I had in my head. Not bad for working in your freaking garage, eh? Tiny little bit of editing, mostly just a little bit of a crop there, just to center it. And of course, you know, I could set this a little bit better up on the tripod, but this is just a quick grab. So I am digging that. Here, I'll throw the final edited image in right here so you can see what I did. All right, very cool. So I'm happy with that. Guess I'm done with my day's project. Now I just gotta write down all my settings and set up and see if anybody's interested. Figure out if I can make some cool pictures for people around here or not. I guess I'll clip this one off. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.